Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, we will be learning dictionary data structure. So I'll be covering what is dictionary, how to access the values in the dictionary, and some dictionary methods. I have also created another video for list data structure, and you can find the link of that video in the description below. So let's get started. I'll be using Google Colab for writing the code. So if you have a Google account, you can go to collab.research.google.com and create a free notebook. So it is used for writing the Python code in the browser. So let's get started. So dictionary is basically an unordered key value pair. So that means the values, the key values pair are not stored next to each other in the memory like in the list. That is ordered pair. So you can think of like the dictionaries, like if we compare that with the actual dictionary. So in order to find the meanings, we search the words by the key that is the word, and then we find the meaning. So we just go into the dictionary, look for the word, and then we get the meaning. So that's the way the dictionary also you can think of. And dictionary are written in the curly braces, and then it includes the key value pair separated by the commas, and colon is used to keep separate the key and the value. So let's write our first dictionary. So let's give some headings to this. So let's creating dictionary. Okay, and then so as I mentioned, in order to create the dictionary, it needs to have a curly braces, and then the key. So I'm giving a key A, and then the values, they are separated by a semicolon. And then let's say if I give B, and then value 2, and then again C, and then value 3. So now our first dictionary is created. So let's check the type of this type, and then 1, and then let's see what it gives. So the class is dictionary, and then if I need to print this out, I can just tick 1, and then it shows the key value pair. And that's one way of creating the dictionary. There is another way. So another way, let's write it down. So you can just say, and then there is a keyword that you need to use, ticked, and then let's say this is my key, and then in this scenario you have to give the equal to. So this is my first key value pair, and then say this is my second key value pair, and this is my third key value pair. And then let's say if I want to print this out, ticked 2. So a similar sort of dictionary is created. So that's the two ways to create the dictionary. Now let's move on to how to access the values. So accessing values in dictionary. Okay, so let's go to, so you have to give the key name. So in order to access it, if I just say 1, and then I just need to give the key name. So if I just give the key name P and then print it out, so it will sorry, it's a string, so I need to define that in the string. Sometimes errors are good, it helps you to learn more. So once I give the key, then it prints the value, and then that's the one way to access the value. But there is a problem in this is, let's say if I give a key that is not defined. So let's say if I give D, if that is not defined, it will error out because that key doesn't exist. So the better way is we can use that by dict1 dot get, and then if I say d, and then so if the key is not defined, it will error out. So let's print that out. So it will not error out, actually it will show none. And the another benefit of using this is you can set a default value also. So let's say if the value doesn't exist, so if I'm saying get d and there is no value, so I can set up a default value here. So, and if I just print it out, so what will happen is it set up a default value. So whenever is want to access the key d, and if it doesn't exist, it will print the default value d. But let's say if it exists, then what will happen is it will give the value that is stored in the dictionary. So for an example, let's copy this text again, and then if I go here, and then if I give d here as well, it can be double quote, single quote, doesn't matter. And then if I give 4, then what will happen? No, let's give 5. So now there is a default value being set it up. So let's say if I go here again, use the same command, and then if I go here and then run it, so what will happen is this time it will give 5 because the key already exists. But if the key doesn't exist, then this is the default value that will be returned. So that's the way to access the dictionary. So let's cover some important methods. So methods, okay, so let's start with items. Okay, and this method is used to access the items in the dictionary. So let's say if I said dict1 and then dot items, so it will return all the items. And one thing to notice is the items are written in the form of tuple that we will be covering in the next video. And then you can just loop through these items if you want to use that in your logic. And let's cover the second method, that is pop, to remove some value. So let's say I want to remove d, so you have to give the key here, and once you give the key, the value will be popped out. So let's say if I write it down here, so now the d is gone from the dictionary 1. And let's say if there is another important method, that is update. So let's say if I want to add the value again, so what I do is dict1 and then dot update. So what it will do is it will look for that key. If the key doesn't exist, then it will create a new value here. So it has two benefits. So let's say, so it goes into the curly braces. So if I give it d, and then let's say this time I'm giving a value 6, and then so currently the d doesn't exist. So if I just print this down, so it has added the value. If the key exists, then it will update it as well. And there is another method called clear. So this is used to clear the dictionary. So clear, and then I'll just run the one, and now the dictionary is empty. So these were some important methods that we have covered. I hope now you get some better understanding about dictionary. So I have a small quiz for you. So which statement will remove the entry in the dictionary for the key baz? So this is the dictionary we have, and leave your answers in the comment section below, and I will reply to your comments whether it's correct or incorrect. And thanks for watching my video. And if you learned something, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.